Запуск!
A 50-pound backpack launched Munition with a 40-minute loiter time and a tandem charge warhead. The Switchblade 600 turns one infantry soldier into a precision strike option that armored vehicles cannot see coming. This is how modern warfare just changed. Let's break it down. The problem it solves, the cost curve of armored warfare for decades, the battlefield economics of armored warfare heavily favored the defender. A tank costs millions of dollars to build, train crews for, and maintain. Anti-tank weapons were expensive, required specialized teams, and often put soldiers in direct line of fire to engage. Then, loitering munitions flipped that entire equation upside down. One operator, one backpack, one launched munition that can fly for 40 minutes searching for targets. And when it finds one, a multi-million-dollar tank, an armored personnel carrier, a hardened bunker, it destroys it. The operator never has to expose themselves, never has to get within visual range, never has to risk direct engagement. The Switchblade 600 is the weaponized embodiment of that shift. It's a man-portable solution that represents the next generation of extended-range loitering munitions. High-precision optics, over 40 minutes of loitering endurance. An anti-armor warhead specifically designed for engaging larger, hardened targets at distances that keep the operator completely safe. This isn't just a new weapon. It's a fundamental change in how infantry squads operate. The hardware, what makes it work, the Switchblade 600, is built around simplicity and portability. Everything fits inside a single tube launcher that one person can carry. Total system weight, about 50 pounds. That includes the launcher, the munition, and the control tablet. Here's how it works. The munition sits folded inside the tube. Wings tucked. Propeller blades collapsed. When launched, a gas generator at the base of the tube rapidly expels the munition. Once it clears the tube, the wings snap open automatically, the propeller deploys, and the electric motor kicks in. Electric motor is critical. Unlike combustion engines, electric propulsion is nearly silent during approach. By the time a target hears anything, the Switchblade is already in terminal dive. No warning, no time to react. The munition flies autonomously using GPS waypoints and inertial navigation. But the operator maintains full control through an encrypted data link. The onboard sensor suite includes high-resolution electro-optical and infrared cameras mounted on a stabilized gimbal. That means the operator gets crystal-clear video of the battlefield regardless of lighting conditions, weather, or the munition's own movement. The control interface is a tablet, touchscreen-based. Intuitive enough that soldiers can learn it in hours instead of weeks. The tablet displays live video feed, GPS coordinates, remaining flight time, and mission parameters. The operator can manually pilot the Switchblade, designate waypoints for autonomous loiter patterns, or lock onto a specific target for terminal engagement. Range, 40 kilometers. Flight endurance, over 40 minutes. Speed, up to 113 kilometers per hour during transit, slower during loiter to conserve battery. The munition weighs 15 kilograms fully loaded with warhead. And here's the key tactical advantage. The Switchblade can engage non-line of sight targets. The operator doesn't need to see the enemy. They just need GPS coordinates or a general search area. The munition flies there, loiters, scans with onboard sensors, and transmits live video back. When a target appears, the operator decides whether to strike or continue loitering. This is reconnaissance and strike capability in one package. No separate ISR asset required. No fire support coordination needed. One soldier. One system. Complete battlefield awareness and precision lethality. The warhead, designed to kill armor, the warhead is what separates the Switchblade 600 from smaller loitering munitions. This isn't an anti-personnel charge. It's a tandem anti-armor shaped charge specifically engineered to defeat modern reactive armor. Here's why that matters. Most tanks and armored vehicles use reactive armor, explosive blocks mounted on the exterior that detonate when hit, disrupting incoming warheads before they penetrate the main armor. Traditional anti-tank missiles struggle with reactive armor because the first detonation neutralizes the penetrator before it can breach the hull. Tandem charges solve that problem. The Switchblade 600's warhead has two shaped charges in sequence. The first charge detonates the reactive armor. A fraction of a second later, the second charge hits the now exposed main armor and penetrates. The Switchblade also attacks from above. Top attack profile. Most armored vehicles have thinner armor on the roof because designers assume threats come from ground level. Artillery. Direct fire weapons. Other tanks. But loitering munitions attack from steep angles, sometimes near vertical dives, hitting the weakest point on the vehicle. That combination, tandem charge plus top attack, makes the Switchblade 600 lethal against targets that would shrug off conventional ATGMs. Main battle tanks. Infantry fighting vehicles. Self-propelled artillery. Fortified bunkers. Anything with a roof becomes vulnerable. And because the munition dives at high speed in the final seconds, there's minimal time for active protection systems to react. By the time defensive countermeasures detect the threat, the warhead is already impacting. The operator's workflow, backpack to strike in under 10 minutes operationally, the Switchblade 600 is built for speed. From backpack to launch takes under 10 minutes with a trained crew. Here's the workflow. Step 1. Mission planning. The operator uses the integrated mission planner on the control tablet to set waypoints, define search areas, and establish engagement parameters. This happens while the tube is still being set up. Step 2. Launcher setup. The tube is positioned, angled toward the target area. The munition is loaded, though in practice it's already preloaded in the tube for rapid deployment. Step 3. Launch. The operator initiates launch from the tablet. Gas generator fires. Munition exits the tube. Wings deploy. Motor spins up. The Switchblade is airborne in seconds. Step 4. Transit. The munition flies to the designated loiter area using GPS navigation. The operator monitors progress on the tablet but doesn't need to actively pilot during this phase. Step 5. Loiter and search. Once on station, the Switchblade enters loiter mode, flying in a pattern while scanning with onboard cameras. The operator watches live video feed, searching for targets. Step 6. Target identification. Operator spots a target through the video feed. Uses the gimbal controls to zoom in, verify it's hostile, confirm it matches engagement criteria. Step 7. Terminal engagement. Operator locks the Switchblade onto the target and initiates attack. The munition transitions from loiter to dive, accelerating toward the target. The operator maintains control throughout, able to manually abort if the target moves into a restricted area or if friendlies appear nearby. Step 8. Impact and warhead detonates on contact. The video feed cuts out. The operator reviews recorded footage for battle damage assessment, confirming the kill and documenting the engagement. Critical feature: wave off and recommit capability. Even after initiating terminal dive, the operator can abort the attack. The munition pulls up, returns to loiter, and searches for a new target. That flexibility prevents fratricide, avoids collateral damage, and allows re-engagement if the tactical situation changes mid-strike. No other manned portable weapon offers that level of control. Once a Javelin missile launches, it's committed. Once artillery fires, the round is gone. But the Switchblade stays under operator control until the moment of impact. Replicator initiative, scaling up production. The Pentagon saw what worked in Ukraine and decided to scale it massively. Enter the Replicator initiative, a Department of Defense program specifically designed to acquire large numbers of unmanned systems in short timeframes. The goal: deploy thousands of attritable drones to counter peer adversaries with overwhelming numbers. The Switchblade 600 is the first named system in Replicator's initial acquisition tranche. The US Army plans to field over 1,000 units by the end of 2026. That's a deliberate shift in procurement strategy. Instead of buying small numbers of exquisite, expensive systems, the Pentagon is buying large quantities of capable, affordable munitions. The idea is simple. If the enemy can overwhelm defenses with cheap Iranian Shahed drones, the US will counter with affordable precision strike drones in even greater numbers. The Replicator initiative commits $1 billion over fiscal years 2024 and 2025. That funding covers not just Switchblade 600s, but also maritime drones, counter-drone systems, and uncrewed surface vehicles. But the Switchblade remains the flagship program, proof that loitering munitions work at scale and that infantry squads need this capability organic to their formations. AeroVironment, the manufacturer, is ramping production to meet demand. The company hasn't disclosed the per-unit cost of the Switchblade 600, but estimates based on the smaller Switchblade 300 suggest it's in the range of $60,000 to $80,000 per munition. That's expensive compared to artillery shells. But compared to the multi-million-dollar tanks it destroys, the cost-exchange ratio is overwhelmingly favorable. The Switchblade 600 rewrote the rules of modern infantry warfare. A 50-pound backpack gives one soldier the ability to destroy armor from 40 kilometers away. Silently. Precisely. With minimal risk to the operator. Infantry squads now carry strategic strike capacity. They don't need to call for fire support. Don't need to wait for air assets. Don't need to coordinate with dedicated anti-tank teams. They launch, loiter, identify, and strike. Organic precision fires at the squad level. And this is just the beginning. The Switchblade 700 is already in development, larger warhead, longer range, even more capability. Next video, we're covering the Tomahawk Block 5, how the Navy's oldest cruise missile became its most lethal. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Because loitering munitions changed ground warfare. But the air and sea domains, they're next.